Hello, it's me Jimmy T Merriweather with PMU. Free PMU training, learn on-pay browse. This video I'm using my favorite machines, Mars P60, and some other product I'm using in this video. In this training video, we will show you not only the popular soft ombre technique, but also the traditional dramatic ombre. Of course, Jimmy T has more technique coming soon to teach you. They will blow your mind.
Tina Davis. Okay, I pick the color, whatever you like.
So far, I have tried the Tina Davies I Love Ink Brow Collection. This brand is doing okay. But is it the best? There are so many brands on the market, and it's almost impossible to try them all. When doing shading or lining, add about 20% of the shading solution. Always buy pigment directly from their official website because there might be fake pigments in the market. So be careful. Jimmy T developed his own diluter shading solution, but the formula is exclusive to the Married with PMU 101 online course, paid section only. His diluter took a long time to develop, and so far, it is the best solution for better pigment viscosity, less scabbing, easier implantation, more vibrant color, faster PMU procedure time, low-cost formula. Because pigment manufacturers have their own concerns. Most pigments Jimmy T believes are good, but they do not perfectly match the results he wants. Even advanced tattoo artists mix their own pigments with different formulas. Instead of waiting for pigment manufacturers to improve or create a new formula, as artists, we have to adjust it ourselves to fit our needs.
Now this is, you don't have to, but this is what I like to do. Like, get a stone, like get a little bit Vaseline, okay, and ink cup, okay, so you stay.
Put something underneath when you practice has better result.
Now the bottle you always shake 20 to 30 seconds. Of course you can buy the machine to shake, but it's really up to you. So now right now I'm using 14 jobs. 14 jobs. Now this is the ink cup is the smallest one. 14 jobs you can job like about 2 to 3 the shading solution. Okay? Now shading solution when you do shading. But of course I have my own developed shading solution. Right? It's solving a lot of problem. I've been using like this one and that one. Okay? Of course I like the one I have because it's involved a lot of science, it's about the viscosity. This is, I always say, this is the problem I'm facing these 3 years. But in this demonstration, I'm going to just show you now. The formula is in my class, okay? It's taking your own risk because why? It's my own dilution. Now, their formula, they have manufacturers, they have their own insurance, so I don't want to show you something and then yeah it's better, but hey, if you think about are they going to cover it if you're using your own dilution, maybe not, you know, you get what I'm saying. But I tell you, advanced artists, they mixing their own diluter, okay. To make your own ink is too expensive, but this is like PMU like 2001, like this is different level. So only I disclose in my class only, but hey, take your own risk. But if you trust me, I've been trying, it's okay. It's okay, very good, very good. It's solving a lot of problem. Now I just recently take it down this video, okay, because it's involved too much secret. I've been investigated. This is like 2 years result. Okay, mix. So now basically this for the live procedure should be enough, okay, that much pigment. Now if you ask me, is it okay to use tattoo ink to practice technically? Yes, but do not use it for human, for eyebrows. For tattoo, yes, you're using tattoo ink, but for eyebrows, I don't know yet, okay? Of course I tried it before, but not exactly what I'm looking for. Again, because the design is for tattoo. Tattoo we're using usually at least like 3 round liners, right? But at PMU we're using usually 1 round liner, so the viscosity is different, okay? And then they are easier to penetrate into the skin. Now the PMU is a little bit harder to implant into the skin, because why is like we don't go that deep, and then we're using 1 round liner, okay? Technically, I don't want to disclose too much in this video because it involves a lot of stuff.
This video is for practice purposes only. You can use similar products to practice, including different PMU machines, as long as the stroke length is about 3.0 millimeters. The Mastfold Pro adjustable tattoo machine is okay for PMU practice, but it might be a little heavy for long training sessions. However, using it can help strengthen your hand. For practice pigments, you can use any pigment or even tattoo ink, but the results may vary. Hope you enjoy this training. Jimmy T wants you to improve, learn, and succeed. For live PMU procedures, we cover more in our PMU 101 online course. Before working on a live model, make sure to follow your local body art regulations. Always keep it clean and safe, and get training from a body art mentor to learn the proper way. Contact Jimmy T at marriedwithpmu@gmail.com for live training. We can customize the training to fit your schedule. Prices are very affordable to get started.
Practice. Okay, today I'm using mass needles, okay, whatever, 0801RL, okay. Can you using for the actual procedures, actual model? Basically yes, but this is professional use. This is the quality a lot better, everything is smoother, but the price will be like 3 times. Now this is the 125/1RL LT. Now in my class I will teach you how to read that as well. So for practice, okay, if you say, oh no, I want to use everything like expensive, it's up to you as well. Now the machine's installation, assume you don't know how to install the machine as well. Now this is for training purpose, okay? Now this one, Mars P60, the charger is right here, okay? You don't want to overcharge your machines. Like they say, like 2-3 hours, better to unplug it. Okay, now today's shading I'm using 2.9 stroke length. Now the stroke length depends on, basically if you have a customer is thinner skin, you're using 2.5 stroke length. Okay, if you get a thicker skin is 3.2 stroke length, but during the procedure you can adjust a little bit. Now this is the grips, okay, to control the needles, how far they hand out. Now let me install it for you so you can see it. Okay, let me do one more time. Put it in, twist, lock, okay? Or if you feel like difficulty, what you can do is take the grips, totally take the grips out. Install it, okay, make sure tight, and then put that in. Okay, so the voltage today for shading I'm using 5.5. Now when the machines right now is this, see this is the grips, right, all the way down. This mean this is hand out the longest. Okay, so now this is 2.9 stroke length is around 3. Usually you hand out the needles is about 2/3. 2/3 is what, like 3, 2/3 is around 2. Now the hand out is very depends based on the viscosity as well of the pigment. If the pigment have enough viscosity, that you can technically hand out a little bit longer, and then your work will be a little bit more pixelized. But now the diluter is my secret, so will be the formula is in my class. So needles hand out. Now this, let's say I do like this, the hand out will be shorter. Okay, so right now you want the needles hand out about 2/3. In the beginning you might want to have a ruler to just like measure. Oh, okay, this is around 2 millimeters hand out. Okay, right now it's around 2. Okay, it's around 2. Okay, now leave a comment below if you have a question. Okay, this is up, increase the speed. This is down, decrease the speed. Okay, quick press to start, to stop. I mean quick press to stop, quick press to start. Okay, long press to turn off the machines. Basically you mean holding for 3 seconds. Okay, they will turn on and off. Quick press one time, run the machines. Now technically when you're doing the light procedure you need like wrap it up plastic. Okay, but right now it's practice. So now this is the band-aid. Okay, this is machine band-aid. So as tight as possible. It's easier for long run work. Is look like a cushion. Okay, it's help. Okay, now when you start running the machines, you just like using the back side, right? The back side, play around with it, you know. Now usually you're holding a piece of paper. Okay, all right. So when you dip the ink, hopefully you're able to see it. Let me. The needle don't hit the cap. Now just let me just closer. Hopefully you can see it. Okay. The needle shell just barely touching the pigment. Okay. So now when the machine's running, around the needle shelf they have some ink all over, so you can do like this to clean up. Okay, without touching the needle, just the needle shelf. So now holding the machine is like look like holding a pencil, but we're using the pinky fingers as a stand. Okay, now this is shading movement. Shading.
As a beginner, don't worry too much about the depth of the needle in the skin. Just lightly touch the practice skin. However, if you want to know the proper depth, for eyebrows, the needle should go about 0.3 millimeters into the skin. Our PMU 101 course provides more details, including a deeper understanding of skin.
Shading. Okay, shading movement. On top is 90 degree. Okay, but this is shading. The index fingers is like pushing we call whip. Okay, these fingers we don't use it. Now the most highest part is the pinky fingers. Now you need to get used to it. Some people are just doing like this. It look like pencils. Well, no, because why? This fingers is, number one is a stand. Number two, okay, the function is stretch the skin. Okay, always say 3-point stretch. You need to use this 2 finger as well. Stretch the skin. Okay, as the PMU is not look like tattoo. Tattoo is stretched like as much as you can. Most in the case, PMU just stretch gently. Okay. Alright. When you have the machines, play around with it. Okay, just soft swing. Now basically shading, this is shading already. Okay. Now if you running your hand so slow, what happens is we become a line. Okay. Play around with it. Now when you do shading, okay, what you are looking for, you want all the dot is like pixelized. Okay, if the dot is feel like oval or like a hair, this is not what you're looking for. We want a pixelized as possible. Now when you a beginner, you can like increase the voltage, okay, to play around with it. Now to a point, increase the voltage like this, will be more pixelized. Okay, you get what I'm saying? But you cannot, your hand cannot be too slow. Okay, this is shading. Now shading technique have 2 kinds. Let me lower the speed. But I love to use 5.5 because my hand is very slow when I do shading. Okay, shading have basically 3 techniques. This is one direction from A to B. Now make sure you little bit angle in, little bit angle out. Okay, you don't want to do 90-degree in and out. So that what happens is we create a big dot in the beginning. You don't want that. Little bit angle in, little bit angle out. Okay, now this is whip to you, one direction. Honestly, a lot of artists, if they just using one technique, you're making very good pixelized brows. Okay, one at a time. Okay, this is one direction. Now this is another one is whip from you. Now we from here. Okay, you want to do this 2 movement. Now again, angle in, angle out. Okay, it's look like a pendulum. Now some people might say this is pendulum one way. This is pendulum to you one way. Okay, this is pendulum one way. See the direction 1, A to B, and this is B to A. Now, actual advanced artists, this is what they're looking for, pendulum both way. Okay, this is 2-way. Now, in the beginning you can try it, but honestly to you is shading, drawing, everything, art is about the feeling. In the beginning, you want to do one direction first. Okay, when your muscles is trained enough, you will able to do this. Okay, now let me explain to you. In the beginning, you, or even those on the practice skin, don't worry about too much the depth into the skin. This is what I want you to do. It's just like very soft touching the latex. If you worry about like the depth, will be too much to worry in the beginning. You just focus on, okay, to create some shading. Okay, first, and then in the future I will teach you the depth. Okay, now this pinky fingers is control the depth into the skin. You push your hand down a little bit, will go deeper. But in the beginning, this is what I'm facing. The same problem is, it's hard because like my hand is not flexible enough. So what happens is, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can adjust the stroke. I mean adjust the needle's hand out. Okay, become longer. That it will be automatically go deeper. Now in my class, we'll show you, okay, which categories you need to go deeper. Okay, but on the brows rise, we go the depth into the skin is about 0.3. Of course, thinner skin, you little bit less than 0.3. Okay, thicker skin is more than 0.3 millimeters. Now you think about what is 0.1 millimeters. Think about is a piece of paper. The thickness 0.1 millimeters is about a piece of paper. Okay, so that means when you go deep into the skin, 0.3 is about what? 3 pieces of paper. Okay, the thickness. In the beginning, I play around with it. Okay, very slow hand. Now 90 degree because I want to show you on the camera, but when you do actual doing is 90 degree as possible. Okay, slow, super slow. Okay, slow. Now once you can see the pixel, okay. Now, have another thing is like how long when you do this pendulum. You can play around with, okay, I want long pendulum. I want shorter pendulum. I mean shorter shading. Okay, you can play around with it, but at the actual procedure, the middle one will be the correct one. I do one direction to you, okay? One direction. Okay, this is shading. Now shading have another thing is about the density. Now which is the day one, I want you to practice the density. Okay. The density is very based on, okay, when you do shading, right? Okay, your hand moving this way. Okay, if you move this way slower, that will be more density. If you move your hand faster this way, will be less density. Now when you do shading, you don't have to Let me do the wrong way for you, okay? Okay, hopefully you're able to see it. Not necessarily all the shading start the same point, end at the same point. Each shading little bit longer, one little bit shorter. Then you will create a beautiful overlapping. Okay, now by the same time you want to prepare some baby oil to wipe off your pigment. Okay. So of course the result is after you wipe off the pigment. Okay, so this is just wipe off the pigment. I want to see clean, all the dot is like kind of rounded. Okay, but of course when you go deeper the dot will be a little bit bigger, but in the beginning I don't want you to worry about too much about the depth, otherwise you have so much stuff to worry about. Now some people say, okay, you see like the needles have a open area, you can say this is a hole. Some people say it's close to you. Okay, so this is a standard, but sometimes it very depends on how the needles. Sometimes when you close to you but the needle is going this way, you need to kind of adjust a little bit. Nothing is 100% because every manufacturers may be a little bit different. Okay, alright, now this is basic. You play around with it, play with your hand speed. Now hand speed, like play around with the hand speed with different stroke length, with different voltage, play around with it, see the result. What is the difference? So that's why the adjustable stroke length is a good machine. Like I'm using that for actual procedures, but of course to a certain case you need to have a mass tools 3.5mm stroke length to push the magnum, because this is what I teach you in the class when you're having mature skin client. Mature skin clients, this one is not good enough because why their skin type cannot handle single needles. So in my class I will talk a little bit more now. Oh, how about this? I forget one thing is teach you the connection. So when you do shading, okay, let's say for example this is your center point. When you do shading, right, this is your center point. When you go overlap, you start pretty much the end as your center point, so you shape right here. Same thing. Right here, center point. Okay, now if you love to shave the distance, longer distance, okay, let me show you. Okay. Of course, and at the line procedure, you don't need to do that, okay? Otherwise, you tattooing this line is stupid, right?